Honest Stewie here. Hopefully everyone's doing okay. And I thought I would do another top 5 movies that I've watched recently. Just like a part 3. And that's because I'm a movie buff. And I'm really enjoying doing the lists. They're really good. And I was going to do a video last week, but I've been busy. I've been bagging up sweets and resisting eating them. So yeah, let's crack on. So first things first, itch your neck this time though. I'm going to start off with 5 being lowest, 1 being top. So coming in at number 5, it is, I finally watched it. It's been out for a while, Electric State. Now, the reason this is number 5 isn't so much, well, it isn't the story. It's more the fact of the cast. So main thing with this movie is it's not a lot of nothing. It's a very generic story. I know it's based off a novel, I'll get into that in a bit. But it's very sort of, it could have had a lot of action in it, and it could have been a low-key sort of like a robot revolutionary movie, if they wanted to do it their way. It kind of was, but it wasn't. And the cast is amazing, yet they do nothing with that cast. They're giving this amazing cast. They spent a fortune on them as well, and then they've sat there and realised that they can't do anything with them. So there's only how many fights in the movie? Something like 2 hours, over 2 hours. No, it's on for 2 hours, including credits. Um, it's about how many fights? 3 fight scenes, maybe I'd say 3. 4 one off screen one. There's literally one off screen that would have really made an impact in the story and would have gave the movie some emotion. And it's off screen, you don't even see it. I'll delve into the beginning of it. It's about a girl who it's pretty much about brother and sister, and she loses her parents and a brother in a car accident, and then it skips to the future, and she's with obviously a foster parent. She realizes that it's not a spoiler, but let's just say, because you'll know this going in, you need to know this going in. Her brother's not dead. It's not a spoiler saying that, because her brother's in the robot, and the robot, obviously we do that, and she steals a car and goes. And it's very daft how she gets out of that predicament she's in with the town. Anyway, it doesn't really explain a lot. So it sort of just does, right, this is my main gripe with the movie as well. The news segments, I couldn't stand them. I thought they were terrible. They were so sort of everywhere, and it was people, you couldn't care about it. It was feeding you information, but it was feeding you mission, because obviously it was cutting, like flicking through news channels sort of thing. But I can't stand them segments because it sort of doesn't give you anything. You're sort of just watching it. You're not really listening to what they're saying, really. You're watching because there's that much going on. It was terrible, and I have to say there's a midway bit. Like there's a bit, obviously Chris Pratt's in it too, and Millie Bobby Brown, and another one of my favourite actors in it, out Breaking Bad. There's honestly there's an amazing cast. Stanley Tucci, amazing cast. He's mint as a villain as well. And this is terrible. He is really bad in this. To do nothing with the cast, because with the robots, it's a bit like Ready Player One. Only it's robots, so you can put a helmet on and you can control the robot. So half your brain, it's kind of split your brain in half. So you put the helmet on and you can be at work and you can just sit at home. So I can be sat here doing at home, doing a video while the robot me is working. But I've got to have a mask on so I can see what the robot me is doing. And while I'm in robot me, I don't think I do anything, if I remember. It doesn't really explain a lot. And that's what my gripe with the movie was. It used news segments to try and explain, didn't work. Anyway, we skip through this and it delves into the robots. And the robots are good, I'll admit. Anthony Mackie as well, amazing choice for a voice of the robot. There's another guy that I really like. If you've seen Doom Patrol, it's Mr. Nobody. I absolutely love that actor. He voices the main robot, the yellow one. And like I say, let's skip this because I don't want to go on too long about this movie because I've got a few to get through. But I'm going to skip to the middle bit. There's a fight that happens in the middle, off screen. They find a robot hideout, so to speak. It's like a wasteland. scavenger robots. You know, it was really cool concept, but they did nothing with the scavenger robots either. They didn't seem like a threat. They go through like this wasteland. I won't tell you how you get there. The scavenger robots, and Anthony Mackie's robot finds a giant one and picks him up in a car and just carrying him in a car. So there's like the bit of tension that was there, the bit of risk that was there of them getting hurt or any danger was gone. Plus, it didn't show any other giant robots, scavenger robots that I would have thought would have attacked them. They just talk. That's what this movie is. It's a lot of talking and not a lot of doing. And there's a bit like inside the robot bit where she's like, "Oh, I just want to go now," and I'm just and we're like, "No, we'll wait till the morning. It's worse at night." But it doesn't show you why it's worse at night. It just says it. That's what the movie is. It tells you, and it's not very good. To be honest with you, like I said, the main bit I couldn't quite get my head around, but I think it's because they spent all the budget on the actors, is the middle bit. There's just like a sort of, let's just say something happens that is sad, we could say, quite sad. You spend a little bit of time bonding with these things that, let's just say, I won't get into a spoiler, but let's just say, you know what's coming. They annoyed Stanley Tucci's character, so he sends like this army robot in. And you know, you can pretty much fathom what they're going to do. It's very stereotypical, but it doesn't show it. It doesn't show any of, I'll say, not to spoil it, the robot hideout gets destroyed. It's gone, right? Robots are just fumbling around. It doesn't show it. Cuts to robots fumbling around, and you're supposed to feel sad for them, but you don't, because it didn't show it, and it didn't give you enough time to bond with them. Yeah, they're cute and they've got the gimmicks, but it was just rubble. You didn't see what happened, and that can work. But in this, it felt cheap, and it felt like it was just sort of kick point. There's also certain characters deaf. The scientist with the glasses and the hair, he's a mint actor too. That was absolutely avoidable, and it was terrible, and it was just, I even had to look at the missus at one point and say, Gus's character, Breaking Bad, I'm just going to call him Gus, I don't want to butcher his name, he would have been out of the movie straight away. He drops his gun and they don't grab his gun. Multiple times he drops the gun, no one grabs it. Anyway, we skip to the ending. Not going to go over the ending here, I'm just going to say the ending's terrible to that too. So that's my number one spot. I could go on forever about that one, but that's my number one. Whoa, back that up. Definitely not number one. Not when I tell you what number one is. This is number 5. So number 5, it's worth watching, but this is why I don't like it. It's because of the novel. I've seen a bit of the novel, and it's a lot bleaker. It's a lot darker. It's definitely not a 12. And the Russo brothers, like, they've done Endgame and stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, Endgame wasn't the best. Infinity War, hands down, was great. They could have done that. They could have literally done. It's more about, like, the novels is darker. I know it's more about the humanity in robots. That would have been so cool to, like, explore and delve into, because that was the best part of the movie, was the robots. The people were boring. The people were crap. But the robots, like, I would have loved to delve into it. Woody Harrelson as well, voice acting Mr. Peanut. Like, it's just, why not have him voice, you know, you could have just done so much more with that. Anyway, another Netflix sort of crap. You can watch it, and the missus didn't mind it. I personally felt I could have rolled with the movie if the ending wasn't so out of character for Zed character, and it, to me, just put a massive mark on her. You don't know what I mean when you watch it. So skipping to my number 4 spot. Now, this is another movie that was sort of had a lot of potential and a great cast, and they didn't do anything with it. Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Now, granted, this was said before James Gunn took over the DC, thank God. Saving grace for them. This movie absolutely is a snooze fest to start with. Don't get me wrong, I like the main guy in it. He's done some sketchy stuff, posted some rubbish online, but it's still a good movie. He's still, not get words out, he's still a good actor. It's a good movie, I can't speak today. But when Shazam, it's like, they've done the first one, then we've got Black Adam. Now I'm going to say a little guilty pleasure here, a little something that I liked Black Adam. I liked it. Don't get me wrong, the villain, again, this is what I don't get with DC, right? The villain in Black Adam is crap. Like, he is just, ugh, right? Black Adam is mint. Yet these have villains like the Joker, these have villains like Steppenwolf, these have Lex Luthor, they have, you know, I can keep going on really. Mad Hatter, I would have took Mad Hatter as a villain in Black Adam. No, I'm joking. Imagine that, just puts him in a trance. But that, there was so many other villains they could have used, but there was also just better. There's so many gods they could have used for Black Adam to fight. Anyway, the movie itself was good. It had action in it. Stuff happened. There was explosions. And to be honest with you, I liked the family that Black Adam was with. So I actually did enjoy Black Adam. I just wasn't a fan of The Rock absolutely destroying it. Because he wanted a massive pay check, as per. Should have just hired someone else to be him. But that didn't go anywhere. So we go back to Shazam. And you can tell it's trying to be a bit Black Adam-y, but it's 12, so they can't do any of the stuff, so they have him sitting around a lot. The reason this isn't number 5 is because at least we get a dragon fight, and there's a dragon in it, and it's made out of wood, and it looks really cool. And yeah, again, the cast. This is a cast. Helen Mirren, Michelle Yeoh, not Michelle Young, I keep calling her Michelle Young, Lucy Liu. Honestly, amazing cast. That we know the other one in it. I won't say her name because I'm going to butcher her name. But Snow White, I'll just say it was mint. And to be honest with you, the reason this is number 4, not number 5, because Electric State was bad. Once I realised about the novel too, and this is where again there's no motive behind the gods. Like there is, like the 2 angry gods, so technically 3, but that doesn't get revealed till a bit mid into the movie. It's like nothing really happens. There's no, like, there is a reason why they do it, do the motives, but they're saying something was stolen from them. We don't know what was stolen from them. We're guessing the power. We're guessing they were locked away. We don't see how to get out. We just sort of see them. But there's nothing to them. Till near the end, I'll admit, there is some redeeming points in a certain god. That was kind of just wasted. And also there was I have to say the acting in this was amazing, especially by the main character's brother. It's not so much the main character as a lad, as a kid. He obviously they're a lot older now, which is cool to see. But the one with the crutches, he can act. Like, to be honest with you, personally, I think the whole cast can act. Obviously the mum and dad I like. The mum, near the end, there is one thing I need to point out with this movie that was creepy, and that sort of kind of makes me think I should have put this at number 5, is a normalisation of something that is just absolutely, to me, it made me feel a bit queasy and a bit, you know, one of the gods, like 1,000 years old, keep this in mind. This lad is 15 in the movie because he's still at school. Maybe 16, let's say 16. Either way too young for her. And they have a romantic thing going on. Didn't like that at all. Felt like, and then the mum at the end, this isn't, you know, nothing to spoil, just got to get a line out there, says you should go and be with her. What? Like at the end, the mum says, oh, you know, it's not like you two to not get with the girl, or something daft like that. And I was literally like, what are you saying? Like, you want a 16-year-old boy to get with a 1,000-year-old woman? Like it doesn't matter. She could be bloody 40. It's wrong. Could be his son. Just because she looks his age, she isn't. And to make that apparent in the movie, it's a line that all of them are using that they're not really realising. Like, there's a certain bit with Wonder Woman and the main character. I don't think the writers are realising Wonder Woman's 1,000 years old too. She's really old. She might not look it. Yeah, you can have a crush, but again, have a thing where it's that didn't sit right with me at all. And it's just the ending where I was like, what happens if it was the girl character with one of the male gods? Let's say there was a male god, or the wizard. Let's say the wizard liked the female character, and the dad said, oh yeah, you should get with him. Like, what? Like she's 16, and it heavily implies that she's going out drinking underage and stuff. That stuff doesn't bother me because the superheroes anyway. You're going to drink under. I couldn't care about any of that. It was just that creepiness of it. You know, it's one of them sort. You look at it and you go, that didn't land. None of the jokes really land. The reason why it's a bit higher up was because the acting was great, and the dragon fight. So I'm gonna come in at number 3. My apologies, my mind went blank. I was too busy blooming there ranting about Fury of the Gods. But yeah, like I said, the jokes just didn't land in there. It's worth watching if you just want to put it on. Also, there's an end credit scene that makes 0 sense. Luckily, it's not going anywhere with that. Again, James Gunn being the saving grace he is. They're going to be absolutely fine now. New Superman looks good. Still sad it's not Henry Cavill, but I know it's not going to be because he's doing Warhammer, which is going to be amazing. But yeah, there's a certain ending that I'm like, I'm sure you were dead. Anyway, he is now because they're not bringing it back. But again, amazing cast. Just DC, get a grip. Make villains villains. Don't just make them crap. Anyway, I'm cracking on with number 3 before I forget it again. And it's called Miguel Wants to Fight. Now, it's only a short movie. It's about 75 minutes. Could have benefited from 80. Mainly to show an actual, in my opinion, ending to the movie. But altogether, it's actually quite a fun movie. Now, if you haven't heard of it, it's on Disney. You can watch it on Disney. It's a Hulu original, so a lot of Americans will know what it is. And it's basically what it says. He wants to fight, and his friend group always getting fights, and they're like, "You've been in fights with us, you've been," but when it cuts back, it turns out he just stands and watches. And they're like, "Oh, do you remember this time?" And he stood there watching. Anyway, it's a lot of goofiness to it. So there's a lot of like Dragon Ball Z elements, Matrix, Bruce Lee. It's that type of thing, but it's all like quite a lot of the fights are in his head, and they experiment quite a lot with it. I liked it. I liked the art style of it. I liked the acting was amazing. And there's another underlying story that is quite a simple setup that I think pays off quite nice at the end. It ends quite nicely. It doesn't chicken out of Zed's story. The story is happening. It's not like, oh, this isn't going to happen now. Happy ending. It's we'll cope with this when we get to it. And it was, like I say, it was really good. The actors spot on. Not going to say much about it. Again, it's a short movie. Would have benefited from showing where Zed character moves. Just say that. But that's about it, really, to be honest, because I don't want to get in too much of that movie because there's not much to go over in the movie. It's more just put it on if you want a short movie on. Again, 75 minutes or 70 minutes, and it's actually really good. Again, you might feel a little bit robbed at the ending I did, but I was quite happy with the outcome of everything. And, you know, there was a certain fight I did want to see in the movie that you didn't get. You got it in his head, but not properly. But again, it wasn't too bad. Now, coming in at number 2, now this is tricky because, again, like when I started this list, I didn't know which one should be last. Now this, I don't know which one of these 2 movies that I'm going to go with should be first. But I'm going to have to say, coming in at number 2 is The Last Voyage of Dimir. Now, I haven't seen it before. And I didn't see any trailers for it when it came out. Didn't know what it was about so far. I'm gonna watch a trailer. And, you know, it was on Amazon. So I figured, right. And then I played the trailer and I thought, oh, it's going to be, you know, a daft, you know, haunted boat one. No, it was mint. I played the trailer, showed the missus it, we wanted to watch it, so we watched it. Oh my god, absolutely, like, I needed a day or 2 to get over it. To be honest with you, I still don't think I'm over it. More the emotional side of it. Now, I didn't like the design of the monster. I thought it was a vampire. We know it's a vampire. It's out of a graphic novel. Now, it's out of... it's just a chapter, so we all know how it is. It's pretty much Nosferatu, but it's the journey he takes to get from A to B. Pretty much he's rinsed his city dry, and he needs to go to another place to feed and you know, get his fiends and stuff like that. So it's a great setup, and it's a great, again, the cast is so good. From the main character, the captain, to the kid, God, the kid's mint. Again, the kid out of Last Voyage of Demir, he's in the first movie I reviewed, Electric State, and he's a great actor in that. There's certain scenes that are quite emotional. He's spot on in that. Just doing nothing with him. But in this, oh my God, they go all out. Now, it's by no means a flat out gore fest. It is gory, it is brutal, but it's not. It's quite a slow burn, but it's more dread you feel with the movie. You feel more of a, you know what's coming, you know they're screwed, and it's basically looking at a bunch of people not like knowing what's going to come, what's going to happen to them, trying your best not to bond with them, but you can't help but like them. You try not to because you know they're going to die. It's not a spoiler saying this. We know what happens to that ship. Shows it straight away. It's a ghost ship pretty much, like the plague ships. And we know from the intro what did it. We know it's a vampire. And my God, I tried not to get attached to any of them. I couldn't help but get attached to them. I really liked all of them. There was a certain guy who's a bit of a dick. I didn't mind him. But there was a guy with, obviously this isn't going to narrow it down at all, but the Russian guy with the beard, I liked him. I liked all of them, to be honest with you. Apart from the religious guy, he was a bit weird. But again, you feel for them because they're in a situation where there's no way of getting out of it. They don't want to believe it. It's not this clear this is what I like about the movie. This is what I really enjoyed. Was this clear sign something's not right. It's clear sign something not human is on there. And it's the main guy and the thing, they don't want to believe it. It's not that they know something's there, they know something's wrong. It's them not wanting to believe it, because if they believe it, they're screwed. And it's all about that. It's all about tension. They do this little knock thing, and you hear the knock down the other side of the ship, and the vampire plays with it. And it's absolutely amazing. And yeah, I felt it was sad, to be honest with you. Especially at certain scenes, I was actually like, this makes you feel a bit crap. You know, as much as it's a good death, I didn't want them to die, but you know they have to die, and you kind of, they need to die for the story to progress. But God, it's not an easy watch as I thought it was going to be. But it's fun. It's dark though. It's dark. But it's really good. I highly recommend it. I am going to say the reason why it's not number one is I'm going to delve into this now. I think I'm going to let you know something. The reason why it was as brutal as it was, and I didn't know this till after I looked at the director. He did the autopsy of Jane Doe. Now, if you haven't seen that movie, that again, the characters didn't. Now, this is the thing with the movies. You get movies where characters deserve it. You get movies where they're obnoxiously like bullies getting what's coming to them. At least one character deserves it. Autopsy of Jane Doe, none of them deserved what they got. None of them did. It was just poor choices by human people, and that's what this movie feels like. It's none of them deserve it. They talk, like sailors do when they talk about women and all that, but they don't deserve it. And that's why it's such a hard watch, so to speak. It doesn't make it easy, because it's like, I don't want you to die, but you're going to. And that's Autopsy of Jane Doe. It's like, I don't want them to die, but they're going to. And he's really good at that. Like I say, I'm going back to the vampire here. This is just why I didn't really like it. The vampire doesn't look good. It looks a bit zombie-ish and a bit feral at times, which is fine. And then it goes a bit human-y. It doesn't quite know where to put it. So I'm going to wrap that movie up and say, highly recommend it. Check it out. The ending's mint as well. I like the ending of it. And my number one is one I finally watched, and it's by one of my favourite authors, Stephen King. Boogeyman. Wow. The reason it's number one, because it scared. It didn't scare me, but it freaked me out. Because it's basically about the boogeyman. and it's about him coming for his family. Now, what the boogeyman does in this movie is kind of what the boogeyman does. It feeds on grief. It feeds on sad and sorrow and fear. Makes it stronger, and it's very much it's Stephen King, and it's literally just a little chapter he did. It's about that big, and it's amazing. Like, wow. I won't say much about it really because I just want to say the casting, it's great. The daughter in it's mint. She's a young Layla in the Star Wars, the Obi-Wan. It's her. She's great. The woman out of, oh, I've totally forgotten, Companion. That's it. It's her. And obviously we know the guy out of Late Night with the Devil and Last Voyage of Demir. I mistaken him for Andor. Have you seen Andor? I thought it was him in Last Voyage of Demir. Threw me off because he has the goatee. He looks like Andor, but it's not. And I'll wrap this up quick, but I'll just let you know that this movie, from the creepiness of it, it plays with shadows, and it's very hallway, confined house sort of. Again, it's another family that doesn't deserve it, because the family's, it's going through a loss, or losses, and it's pretty much, the boogeyman is actually, it's evil. There's just no way to describe it really. It's like the vampire. It's just there, but it's worse because it doesn't really show any more. It just sort of does it because it's a monster. Like I say, it leading through mainly for the emotional scenes as well, like dealing with loss and dealing with grief, how the daughter's dealing with everything, and they're kind of not dealing with everything at the same time. It's really great, and the dad's mint as well, and like I say, all of them, like the two daughters are great, the cast's great, and it ends quite good, to be honest with you. Ends like we could get another one, which I would be very happy about. That is on Disney Plus. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Guy who did Stranger Things got involved with this one, and I highly recommend it. So if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to my channel, get near my subscribers, and yeah, give it a like because I'm going to do another one. Yeah, so I will see you in the next one. Like I say, I highly recommend out my #1 spot. Highly recommend my #2 spot. Number 3, number 4 and 5. You can just burn them in the trash heap somewhere. Bye. Use that dragon.